To today's TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube live. Might be the only one today. I might do a TikTok later. I won't be on YouTube or Facebook later on because if I do a live later, I will be sat in the car. But I very much, I don't know if I'm going to have, I don't know if I'm going to have time for that one. But we'll see where we end up. Plus, I'm in the dentist at 2:00 today. Woo. Getting some sort of filling. So I don't know if I'm having my mouth numbed or what's going on there. So I might not be in a position. Might not be in a position to talk later on. Anyway, there we go. It is Thursday, the 8th of May. Yeah, that's about it really. And it's cold. Is anyone else cold? Not like I know the weather's acing, it's dry and this, that, and the other. But I've been cold every day. Like I took the dogs out for a walk yesterday. Sun was shining, and if you were stood directly in the sun, yeah, it was fine. It was it was all right. I was like, yeah, it's all right. As soon as you got into a bit of shade, it's absolutely blooming freezing. Guys, I'm just going to switch. I don't think I'm on my booster. In fact, I know I'm not because I've only got 2 bars of signal. This doesn't affect you guys over here on the old YouTube, Facebooky thingy me bubbles. Well, I've not put the chat box up either on the YouTube channel. There we go. Chat box is up. Right, let me resume. I'm back. I just realised I wasn't on the old. Booster thing. Right, I'm going to give it a couple of minutes and then see if anyone else is coming in. Then I'll do a top 5 and then we'll just waffle on. But yeah, I've been really cold. And I'm sat here now and I've got on. I've actually just put my office heater on, but I've got on like this this kind of it's only a thin like top thing, but I'm sat here now. I'm absolutely Baltic. I am really cold. So I don't know if I'm maybe coming down with something or I'm just I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, I've just been really cold this week. Anyway, you didn't need to know that, but I thought I'd tell you. I share everything with you guys. It's been a pretty good week for me. I say pretty good. I found it a bit tough this week, actually, getting back into things. I think I'm feeling the effects of the weekend subconsciously. So I've not controlled calories as well as I normally would. I have had the hunger demon strike a little bit, nothing major, but I've had the hunger demon strike a little bit. But like I say, I think that is just a byproduct of the weekend really, and what I have been up to. I think from next week everything should be back to normal, all good. But yeah, I went over I had 3,600 calories on Monday, which is a lot more than I'd normally have. But it was a bank holiday Monday. And I was always going to treat it as a higher calorie day because I took Rachel out for lunch and a few of the bits and pieces after getting back on Sunday. So that was a higher calorie day, and I've just been chasing my tail. Anyway, I've paid those calories back, but I've banked no more for the weekend. So I'm going to bank today, bank tomorrow. Probably, if I'm being honest with you, I'm only going to be looking at banking probably 1,000 calories going into the weekend. So yeah, I don't know where I'm going to be at this week with my calories at the end of it. I'm probably going to be over my ideal deficit. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We're not going to do anything major this weekend. We've got brunch. We're going to have brunch with some friends on going out for brunch with some friends on Sunday. Which could be, a little bit more calorific. But other than that, we're not having a takeaway. We're just going to cook at home this week. So I might be all right. I will give you a full rundown in my weekly weight loss vlog on Monday. I've not done a weight loss vlog this week. I was thinking of doing one on Tuesday, but I haven't done. I might do a bit of a 2-for-1 weight loss vlog next Monday. So I might just sort of cover... but there was nothing really to see, because I went away on Wednesday. Didn't really have, I didn't really have any food pictures or anything like that. But we're back at it this week. We're all good. We're on it. Pictures are being taken. heading to the game. Not been to the gym today, then I don't know if I'm going to get there. Well, me and Rachel have sort of said we might go to the gym after work, or after I've picked her up from work. I hate going at 5:30. It's just stupidly busy at like 5:30 in the afternoon. It's just way too busy. So I don't know if I'm going to bother with the gym today. I'm going to go the dogs out for a couple of good walks and just concentrate on getting me steps in. But you know. Anyway, there we go. So yeah, so next week we'll be back up and running. I've got a new recipe out today. I've not even done a top 5 yet this morning. I'm going to do that shortly. I've got a new recipe out today, which is cheesy garlic chicken poppers. They're absolutely amazing. They're really good. So I've kind of called it "Make My Weight Loss Snack with Me," but you could use it as a protein for a main meal if you wanted to, but that's out today. And then I've also made a Black Forest Gatto yogurt bowl. Yeah, Black Forest Gatto yogurt bowl, which could be a dessert, could be a breakfast. That'll be out next week. So I'm doing loads of content this week. And there will be a new Worth of Calories out tomorrow as well. Right, let's do a top 5 this morning. As always, guys, this is a weight loss live. If you've got any weight loss questions, please fire them over, get them in, and I will do my very best to answer them. Right, let's have a scan up. Lisa's in, number 1. Amy's in at number 2. Maureen's in at number 3. Stefan's in at number 4. Lisa's in at number 5. You are my top 5 this morning, guys. Thank you very much for jumping on the live, coming and saying hello. Well, good morning, boss. I see your post on Instagram. I take it you're a fan of Aldi. I am a fan of Aldi, and I'll tell you why. There's a few reasons. A lot of people think I'm paid by Aldi. I'm not. I'm generally not. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not paid by them or anything like that. There's a few reasons why I'm a fan of Aldi for weight loss. For general shopping, yeah, but there's a few reasons. Number 1, it's convenient. Right? It is convenient. It's on the way home from the gym for me, so it's just dead easy to nip in there. Number 2, and this is in terms of weight loss, there's no big brand temptation, or very limited big brand temptation and very limited deal temptation. Too many of us get wrapped up in big supermarkets, buy 2, get 1 free. You didn't even need 1 pack of Kit Kats, and next thing you've got 3 in your trolley because they're on a deal. So there's no sort of big brand or big deal temptation. We do get sucked in to advertising to big brands. So it limits the temptation to overbuy food, to overshop, right? And you could say Lidl's the same as well. Number 3, why I like Aldi, it is absolutely top tier for lots of different kind of lower calorie foods, high protein foods. They've very much gone down the market, and whether you love them or loathe them, I love them. I love things like protein pancakes, yogurts, things like that. They're fantastic on a weight loss journey to fill us up, and they're not, as long as nothing's overconsumed, they're not unhealthy. So it's great for stuff like that. And number 4, it's cheap. Aldi is cheap. It is not as cheap as it used to be. I totally get that, but it's still the cheapest supermarket out there. It is still the cheapest supermarket out there. I see loads of people going, it's cheaper to shop at M&S than it is at Aldi. Absolute nonsense. Stop lying to yourself. It is absolutely nowhere near as cheap to shop at M&S. And some people might go, well, yeah, but if you buy strawberries from Aldi, they can only last 2 or 3 days. If you buy strawberries from M&S, they last over a week, so there's no food waste. I totally get that, right? But just don't overbuy food. If you buy a punnet of strawberries, eat it. A punnet of strawberries at M&S is £4. At Aldi, it's £1.60. I don't need them to last a week, right? If I'm spending £4 on a punnet of strawberries, I need those goddamn strawberries to last a week. I don't want to chuck anything in the bin, right? And I don't really chuck anything in the bin anyway, yeah? So it's cheap. So that's the main those are the main reasons why I tend to I shop at Aldi a lot. So convenience, no big brand or deal temptation, which is definitely a bonus when you're trying to control your calories and you're going shopping. Number 3, it's absolutely fantastic for a lot of high protein products or lower calorie products. And number 4, it's cheap as chips. It's about as cheap as you are going to get. So a lot of people, is I can't afford to eat healthier. You can at Aldi, right? You can. If you can't afford to eat healthier at Aldi, you can't afford to eat healthier at all, right? Really, really straightforward, Right, let me scan up and do some more good mornings. Let me go up. Sheila, good morning. It's been cold every morning. It's chilly at night. It is. It's cold at the moment. It's like I'm sat here now, and like March, April, you're like, oh, it's nice in the sun, cold in the morning, cold at night time. It's nearly mid-May. It's June in a couple of weeks. Like, it should be. I'm not saying it should be red hot because we live in the UK, but yeah, it should definitely be a bit warmer than it is sort of like early morning or night time. Well happy with my check-in this week, Paula. I'm going to do actually. Stefan's checked in as well. I might try and do him after this live in between doing the weight loss coaching live because I've had my breakfast this morning, so I should hopefully have about half an hour free. Oh, excuse me. So I'm going to have a look at those check-ins because I've had 3 or 4 check-ins in this morning. I'm glad you're happy with your check-in, Paula. Well, let's vlog and podcast are my favourite bits of your content. Paula, thank you very much. I'm glad you like him. Yeah, so I will have a new vlog out on Monday. I won't probably I will cover a little bit of the Spain week, but I only tracked calories for 2 days. Didn't really take any pictures. I can show you my steps, but I'll just I probably won't do. I'll probably just get back to talking about this week and like how I've got back into things. Right, let me go up. I'm happy with mine. I'm officially just under 20 stone. Brilliant, Stefan. Great to hear. Healthy Mum Hub. I'll be good, but can't always get what I need, Michelle. Yeah, no, and I get that. I get that. And I'm not saying we only shop at Aldi. We just do a lot of shopping at Aldi. So we also, our second supermarket is Tesco. So we tend to do, I would say, 75% of our shopping is at Aldi, 25% is at other supermarkets, mainly Tesco, but Wilnett Pasta, Wilnett Morrison's. The only supermarket we tend not to shop at is Sainsbury's because there isn't really one round here that's easy to get to. So yeah, I don't do all my shopping, and we will nip to Lidl as well every now and then. So we don't do all our shopping at Aldi. It tends to be. But I would say 70%, I'd say, and 30% is other supermarkets. Otter Miller and Carter lunch today with an old friend. Very, very nice. I do like a Miller and Carter. Really good at dinner time as well. That's have a really good sort of like set value menu on. So enjoy. Aldi's crap for mixed boxes of stuff. They have the box, but find what I want isn't there. Yeah, I do get that. So obviously, again, with Aldi, they tend to put like 2 lots of food in one box. That's to obviously because the supermarkets are are small, or a lot smaller than a main brand supermarket. So yeah, and then if there's one thing that people love and one thing that people don't love, you do end up with boxes that are just basically full of the stuff that people don't love. So you might go and get, for example, you have like the protein ready meal chicken tikka masala and the protein ready meal sweet and sour in one box. And if people are like, oh, I just want the chicken tikka, you'll just end up with loads of sweet and sours. And they tend not to then put a new box back on the shelf until all the sweet and sours have gone on the date. So yeah, I totally get that. I'm going to Lidl today to get your tender stem broccoli. I do like that. I love tender stem broccoli. I do love tender stem broccoli. It's absolutely. I eat 3 or 4. I probably eat 3 packets of it a week, like something like that. So it's about 200 grams. So it's not loads. There's 200 grams in a packet. So I eat about 600 grams of tender stem broccoli. It is miles clear of normal broccoli. I can't be bothered with normal broccoli. Tender stem is just a lot easier. I know it's a bit more expensive. I totally get that. And it's all down to what you can afford. But yeah, I absolutely love my tender stem broccoli. Yeah, I'll tend to have 100 grams with dinner and 100 grams with tea. So last night I had, what did I do for dinner yesterday? Oh no, I had my salad. On Tuesday I did like my chicken, rice, and broccoli. And sometimes I'll have 200 grams of broccoli. Sometimes I'll have one whole pack. It's literally a whole pack of 10 stem broccoli is like 70 calories, and it gives like 7 grams of protein and X amount of fiber as well. Tender stem and baby corn. Do you know what? Baby sweet corn is not something I'm like that. I love sweet corn. Baby sweet corn, I'm not a massive fan of. I don't know why. It's not, I'll eat it. I'll eat anything. It's just not my It's just not my go-to. I can see why people do like it, but yeah, it's just not my go-to. Tin corn, absolutely love tin corn. Tin sweet corn, absolutely top tier. I love a corn on the cob as well, but yeah, it's just not don't quite flip my switch. Morning everyone, morning Anna. What is the best meat for weight loss? There isn't one really. You know, at the end of the day, if you, I know your goal isn't to lose weight, James, but you know, really, the best protein for weight loss is obviously a lean protein because it's more calorie control because fat is calorific, right? So if you were going to say, you know, I would always look at more lean protein sources. What meat is classed as a lean meat? Well, chicken breast, very lean. Pork loin, you know, pork tenderloin fillets, they're pretty lean. Your 5% fat mince, whether it's chicken, pork, or beef, that's a lean protein. Fish, I know that's not meat, I know it's fish, but fish is, you know, certainly white fish is a very, very lean protein. Prawns, tin tuna, absolutely top tier. What isn't a lean protein is like your fatty cuts of meat. So most lamb cuts are a bit like that. Your darker chicken meat cuts are chicken wings, which is the best bit of a chicken. I could just eat chicken wings till they're coming out of my ears. But yeah, they're not a lean source of protein at all. She's fast asleep now. And yeah, sort of like your ribeye steaks and stuff like that. They're very calorie dense for what you get. Fillet steak, but you need a bank loan. Fillet steak actually it's not. I wouldn't class it. It's about as lean a steak as you're going to get, but it's not really a lean protein source. It's not bad. It's kind of on the cusp. But fillet steak is extremely lean for red meat, and if you want a steak, absolutely. But it is, as Dan said there, bloody expensive. It is expensive. You're talking. I think in my local butchers now it's about 50 quid a kilo. That's pretty pricey, isn't it? But yeah, if you're going to eat a steak, fillet steak is definitely the one to go for. Is it? I don't really class, other than like 5% fat mince, I don't really class any red meat as being lean, unless it's something like ostrich or venison. That is very lean. But yeah, it's fillet steak's just right on the cusp. In a calorie deficit, what's the difference between eating 1,500 calories of crap and 1,500 calories of health? In terms of fat loss, weight loss, nothing. Absolutely nothing. If you eat 1,500 calories of junk food or you eat 1,500 calories of healthy food consistently, the scales will do pretty much exactly the same thing. In terms of what you're eating to support your calorie deficit in terms of consistency and stuff like that, the healthier you eat, right? Like I say, directly, no difference. 1,500 calories is 1,500 calories. The analogy I sort of use is, if you go to the bank today, if you can bloody find one, you go to the bank today and pay 10 £10 notes in, or you pay 100 £1 coins in, when you check your bank account, it will just say £100, £100. It doesn't break, the bank doesn't care whether it's £10 notes or it's pound coins. You've just deposited a certain amount of money. And that's the same with the body. In terms of fat loss, calories in versus calories out, it doesn't matter where those calories come from. 1,500 calories of cheeseburgers from McDonald's or 1,500 calories of apples, the body just sees 1,500 calories. Now, indirectly, your diet will make a difference with how consistent you are at sticking to your weight loss journey. Why? The healthier we eat, the more volume we are going to get in, right? So as I just said there, so a single cheeseburger from McDonald's is 300 calories, and it's like that. It's tiny, right? For 1,500 calories, you can have 5 of those burgers. Now, you might be like, well, that's not too bad. Trust me, I would eat that without thinking about it in one sitting, and then what do I eat for the rest of the day? 1,500 calories in terms of healthy food, right? You might have a 300 calorie breakfast of, I don't know, 150 grams of Greek yogurt, 150 grams of frozen blueberries, drizzle of honey, sprinkle of granola, right? And maybe a 10 grams of protein powder. 300 calories. The volume of that compared to a cheeseburger, head and shoulders, right? For lunch, you could have a whole chicken breast. You could have, a whole chicken breast is going to set you back about 250 calories. 250 grams of potatoes is going to set you back about 200 calories. You could then have 100 grams of tender stem broccoli and some gravy, 500 calories. Whole chicken breast, 200 grams of potatoes, 100 grams of tender stem broccoli. You're going to have over half a kilo of food there. And that isn't even the same calories as 2 cheeseburgers from McDonald's, right? So you're going to get more volume in. More volume in is going to keep you fuller for longer, which is going to keep the hunger demons away as best as we can. So that's going to then make it easier to control your appetite, which in turn will make it easier. So indirectly, fantastic. Healthy food makes you feel good. You will feel the way you eat. If you eat crap, you will feel crap, right? It really is that simple. If you've always had a very unhealthy diet, you won't realize how that diet makes you feel. If you then eat a healthy diet for 6 months, right, and then go back to eating an unhealthy diet, you'll understand the differences. You'll have less energy, you'll have less motivation, your mood will be lower, right? Obviously, we've then got the long-term differences of 1,500 calories of junk food and 1,500 calories of healthy food. Junk food, too much saturated fat, too much trans fats, all these sort of things, they can certainly lead to increased risks of cancer, increased risks of heart disease, again, increased risks of type 2 diabetes, increased risks of mental health issues. So there's lots of indirect ways. So should we then be cut and shut? Just eat healthy or just eat junk? Absolutely not. If you're eating 1,500 calories a day, why not have 1,200 calories a day of healthy foods and have 300 calories for a cheeseburger from McDonald's? That is a great balance. That is a great balance. So calorie for calorie, directly, doesn't matter what you eat. Indirectly, the healthier you eat, it's going to give you more volume. That's going to help you control your calories. It's going to give you more energy. It's going to give you more motivation. It's going to make you feel better about yourself. And long term, it's obviously going to benefit your health, your overall health long term. All right, there'll be other different reasons as well, but those would be the main ones. But life is about balance. You don't need to be 100% healthy to be healthy, right? If that makes sense. And don't get wrapped up in, all right, ultra processed food should not make up the majority of our diet, but we do have to accept now that there are certain ultra processed foods that are nutritionally dense, right? And some people will laugh at that. Some people go, "You're talking nonsense, Neil." And I'm like, no, I'm not talking nonsense. Look, if you get a protein yogurt from Aldi, is that an ultra processed food? Yeah. Has it got some additives in it? Yeah. Has it got preservatives in it? Yeah. Has it got artificial sweeteners in it? Yeah. It's also got 25 grams of protein in it, right? For 150 calories. You eat 150 calorie, 25 gram yogurt for your breakfast in the morning, it's going to keep you full till, well, it might depend on who you are, but it's certainly going to keep you much fuller, and it's a much better option than having a bowl of Frosties, right? Is the better option than having a protein yogurt, having maybe authentic Greek yogurt with a little bit of protein powder mixed into it, some fresh fruit, maybe a sprinkle of good quality granola on top? Of course. But we've got to look at realism sometimes as well, and where people are coming from and what we're trying to improve. I get so many comments, I might put a post on where it is a ready meal, or it is packet rice or packet mash or this, that, and the other. And you get all these comments, you're better off just eating meat and eggs and veg. I'm like, yeah, great. But I'm a weight loss coach. The majority of my clients are obese. right? That is my main target, right? Not my target. That's my main audience are obese people. They're not generally people that need to lose half a stone. So I do work with those clients. I work with probably, I would say 70% of my client base are people that are obese. I would say 30% of my client base are people that are overweight for them, or maybe overweight according to the BMI, overweight for them and want to lose a little bit of weight. But the majority of my clients would be classed as obese on the BMI scale or more. And we have to be honest about, what is their current eating pattern to get to that weight? Because I know what mine was at 37 stone. It was eating, extremely large portions, eating lots of sugary cereal in the morning, eating lots of, thick buttered toast in the morning. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with eating these. What's wrong is eating lots of them. This is what the majority, the majority of my diet was pastries, it was cakes, it was biscuits, it was takeaways, it was eating out, it was deep fried foods, it was beige foods. This is what the majority of my diet was. And if I'd gone from that to just eating steak, eggs, and asparagus 3 times a day, it wouldn't have been sustainable for me. It would have been two extremes, right? In fact, eating just steak, eggs, and asparagus now is too much of an extreme for me. I'm not interested in it, right? So sometimes we've got to kind of not drip feed, but we've got to ease people in. And if people are managing to, we've got to look forward to what we eat. So if you are someone in the morning that, I love Frosties and I love crunching up cornflakes, or I used to have a packet of Pop-Tarts on the way to work and stuff like that. If I'm like, right, well, we're not going to do that, but what we are going to do is we're going to have pancakes. What? Yeah, we're going to have pancakes for breakfast. We're going to have 2 chocolate pancakes, protein pancakes from Aldi, right? We're then going to make some chocolate or strawberry flavored yogurt to go on there. We're going to put some nice granola on there. You can put a few chocolate chips on there or something like that, right? That might be for your 3 Pop-Tarts, might be 600 calories. This is 400 calories, so it's more calorie controlled. It still feels like a bit of a treat, or it's not too dissimilar from this. It's a bit sweet, it's tasty, it's carby, all the things that we love to eat, right? But it's going to give you, 30 grams for 400 calories. It's going to give you 30 grams of protein. It's going to give you 10 grams of fiber. It's going to fill you up. And after you've eaten your 3 Pop-Tarts, as soon as you walk through your office at work, you're into the biscuits, having a brew, and you say, well, if you eat that, you're not going to be interested in food till like dinner time. So it's just about balance. Always about balance, Right, let me. If you get mince from the butchers, how would you track in NutriCheck? Great question, Sheila. First, just ask them what fat percentage it is. Ask your butcher. That's what I do. So when I get mince from the butchers, the steak they have beef mince and steak mince. Their beef mince is 12%, and their steak mince is 7%. Right, fat. All right, so the steak mince is a bit leaner than the beef mince. And just ask him, say, hey, do you know roughly what? Because they'll know. They should know if there are butchers. And then just so like the steak mince that I get from my butchers that is roughly 7% fat. Or ask them what cut it comes from. They'll tell you what cut it is, like what they're using. If they're using steak mince, they ain't using fillet or sirloin to make their mince, right? But they should tell you what, and then you can just track it as that cut, right? So yeah, you just ask your butcher. So the 7% steak mince that I get from the butchers, I just track it as 5% fat mince in NutriCheck. That 2%, honestly, it doesn't make much of a difference. Yeah. Or if you wanted to be really pedantic, if you were having 200 grams of 7% fat steak mince, you could put 100 grams of 5% in and 100 grams of 10% in, and you're going to meet yourself in the middle. Yeah. But yeah, ask your butcher. I ask my butcher all the time. I mean, you might be like, oh, I don't want to ask. No, ask them. They're flipping butchers. They've made the mince, right? And if they don't know, they'll find out. That's the point of going to a local or an independent butcher. Dan on here's a butcher. He'll tell you, Dan, what fat. What he'll either be able to tell you what cut they use to make Morrison's mince from the butcher's counter, and then you can just right. Well, if it's this type of steak, I'll just track it as 200 grams of that type of steak. Or he'll be able to tell you like the percentage, sort of what's different. Yeah, well, it's 80% this type of steak, and then we add 20% fat to it to bulk it out. That's what we do. But ask your butcher. I ask my butcher all sorts. I go to my local independent butcher, and Leonie's fantastic. And from the day I've started my weight loss journey, Leonie didn't actually own the butchers when I started my weight loss journey. But Dina, that did own the butchers, I remember going in and saying, "What? Do you know what percentage of pork sausages are?" And she was like, "I don't, but we do keep them relatively low fat. We use a really good quality pork, and they should do because they're flipping expensive. And you can tell that because when you cook them, not much fat comes out. Now, we have another butcher's around here called Anderton's. Their sausages are absolutely some of the best sausages I have ever eaten. But the pork percentage in those sausages is like 58%, right? And the fat that comes out of them, so we don't have them that often, but we do have them every now and then, and they are superb. But the fat that comes out of them in my air fryer after cooking them is, yeah. So they're pretty calorific sausages. So yeah, just chat to your butcher and ask him. I eat low carb, high protein, but eat sugary snacks, staying in my calorie deficit. Does that matter? It doesn't matter at all, Abby. You eat the way you want to eat. But if you eat low carb, high protein, but eat sugary snacks, then you're eating carbs and protein. Because sugary snacks are, like, if you're saying, yeah, well, I don't eat potatoes, I don't eat rice, I don't eat bread, but I eat sugary snacks, they've got more carbs in them than your potatoes. So don't try and do this low carb, high. Just eat the way you want to eat, right? Don't think you could eat, if you're eating 1,500 calories a day, eat for a month nothing but white bread and butter for a month, right? And then the following month, eat nothing but chicken breast for a month. Your fat loss is going to be virtually the same. Now, don't get me wrong, chicken has a higher thermic effect than carbs by about 10%. So you are going to, so if you ate 1,500 calories a day in bread and butter, 1,500 times, let's do it over 4 weeks. So 1,500 times 7 is what? 10,500, right? So if you ate nothing but bread and butter for 4 weeks, you'd be consuming 42,000 calories. The thermic effect of bread is about 10%, so your body would actually absorb about 38,000 calories, right? If you ate nothing but chicken breast, the thermic effect of chicken is about 20-25%. So if you ate 42,000 calories of chicken, your body would absorb around about 32-33. So if you ate nothing but bread for a month and nothing but chicken for a month, your fat loss difference would be 1 pound over a month, right? But if 1,500 calories puts you in a 500 calorie deficit a week, right? At the end of 4 weeks, if you ate nothing but bread and butter, you would lose 3 pounds. If at the end of the month, 4 weeks, you ate nothing but chicken, right, you would lose 4 pounds. It's that's a whole pack, yeah, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not, it's not going to make a massive difference. Now, if over a month, 50% of your calories was bread and butter and 50% of your calories was chicken, right, you'd lose 3.5 pounds. And you'd actually probably enjoy your diet more because bread and butter is absolutely sensational. Yeah. The stuff for Morrison's mince comes in as trim, but classed as 95%. Okay, so that's that. So it's 95% beef, so it's 5% fat. Is that what you're saying? Which is great. That's a lean mince. Hi, how many calories in 200 grams of potatoes boiled with no skin? No idea. I generally don't. So 200 grams of raw potato with the skin on is 160 calories. Don't weigh your food cooked, right? Weigh it raw. Don't take the skin off. Eat the skin. That's where all the goodness is, right? So in future, weigh 200 grams of potatoes. It's about 160 calories, right? And if you're having new potatoes, just boil them and eat them. It's 200 grams of raw potatoes. Don't weigh food cooked. The only thing you should do with cooked food is plate it up and eat it, right? Do not take the skin off your potato. The only time it is acceptable not to eat the skin on a potato is if you are making mashed potatoes. Other than that, roasties, chips, boiled potatoes, leave the flipping skin on. It's where all the goodness is. I have salad and a few fruit and chicken with the salad for lunch. I need more ideas. Yeah, if you're... Look, there's nothing wrong with eating repetitively, but if you do it too much, you're going to get very bored of your diet very, very quickly. I would recommend, if you're going to eat the same thing for lunch, do it for a week maximum, and then the following week do something different. And why, you're literally there, Stephen, saying, I have salad and a few fruits and chicken with the salad for lunch. I need more ideas. Yeah, but you're literally eating there, Stephen, what people would class as typical diet food: chicken, salad, and fruit. And like, eat what you want for dinner. If you want food ideas, get to my YouTube. There are literally, I can't show you guys on Facebook and YouTube, but if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you should be on my YouTube anyway. But if you don't follow me on YouTube, go follow me on YouTube. And on my YouTube channel, if you need food ideas, there's loads of them. There are recipes galore on here that I have put on, all calorie controlled, from smash burger and chips, banana and peanut butter flapjacks. What else is on here? Salt and pepper chicken with egg fried rice, Big Mac salad, my pizza enchiladas, my vodka pasta. What else is on here? Overnight oats, chicken and sweet corn soup, straight out of the Chinese. Protein pancakes, smash burger tacos, bacon and mushroom carbonara, Boss's lasagna, my meatball marinara dupe. So all these, my most popular video, which has had, I think it's had a couple of thousand. Does it say the views on here somewhere? Yeah, 2,000 views on my the Boss dupe McChicken sandwich meal. So loads. Head over to my YouTube if you want some inspiration. There is currently 31 recipes on there. By 5 o'clock this evening, there will be 32 recipes on there. By next week, there'll be 33. And the week after, I put a new recipe on a week. All right. So they're all on there on my YouTube channel for you to go in there, for you to go and check out. I've got a good question, but for you, I have about 1,500 calories for lunchtime. I won't let... I've got a good question for you. I have about 1,000 to 500. Right, so you have between 500 and 1,000 calories for your lunch, and I want less. Okay. Oh, is this where I have salad and a few fruits and chicken? That's the one. If you're having 1,000 calories of chicken, salad, and fruit, that is one hell of a big portion. Eat what you like. We've got to get off this. Like, it's good that you've got a calorie structure, because I really promote calorie structures, and a calorie structure is basically having, like, saying, right, I'm gonna have a certain amount for breakfast, certain amount for lunch, and a certain amount for tea. And then whatever you eat, make it fit your structure. So if you, for example, for me, I have between 400 and 500 calories for breakfast, between 500 and 600 calories for lunch, and between 600 and 800 calories for my tea. That is my calorie structure. I give myself a little bit of freedom in there. So it's not like 500 calories, bang on. No, I give myself a little bit of a range. And then whatever I fancy eating. So for breakfast, I have between 400 and 500 calories. It doesn't matter if I want scrambled egg on toast, a bacon butty, a big yogurt bowl, protein porridge, protein pancakes, right? Overnight oats. It doesn't matter what I fancy. I just make it between, if I want a yogurt bowl, it's going to be a big yogurt bowl, about 200 grams of fruit, 200 grams of yogurt, 20 grams of protein powder, sprinkle of granola, bang. That's about 400 odd calories. If I want a bacon butty, I'll have 2 slices of white bread, 4 bacon medallions, and an egg. Bang. Yeah, that's about 400 calories. Right? If I want protein porridge, I'll have about 50 grams of oats. Made into porridge, I'll probably add 25 grams of protein powder. I'll put some honey on there. I might put a bit of peanut butter on there. 450 calories. And I just stick to my structure. So what do you enjoy eating? Well, I really enjoy a ham sandwich, right? Well, if you've got 500 calories for your dinner, have a bloody ham sandwich. But make your ham sandwich 500 calories and make it a sandwich. My rule of thumb for a sandwich, make sure the filling is thicker than the bread, and that'll be a filling sandwich. Yeah. Lost almost 2 stone in 6 weeks on a calorie deficit. Is that good? It's very restrictive, Shaz. I have no idea what your starting weight was, but to lose 28 pounds. Now, we've got to assume that you've had a bit of a whoosh effect. So I assume you lost. Shaz, you've lost 2 stone in 6 weeks, 28 pounds. What was your weight loss after week 1 or week 2? Right? What was week 1 weight loss, week 2 weight loss? Right? Did you reset my structure, mate? Don't think I've seen an email. Sorry to keep asking. Dan, don't worry about it. I don't know if I did, actually. I think I did. I'll just send you plan again, Dan, yeah? Or do you just want your structure? Well, it doesn't really matter. I'll just send you plan again. Leave it with me. I'll do it after this live. You're in my notebook. Right, let me scan down. Any meal will do. Portion it for lunches for the following day. I meal prep on Sundays for this. Yeah, you can do that. I work in advance, so I can't cook anything. So I normally have salad or a sandwich, no food. Yeah, absolutely. So I kind of get that. And it is quite hard if you work out of a van or you're a tradesman, you're on a building site or something like that, and you've got no facilities to heat food. There are certain things. So sandwich is always going to be sandwich, a wrap, a pita, something like that. Salad, yeah, is a good option, but just vary it. Make your salads taste good. If I ever see a salad like that's just lettuce, cucumber, and onion, I'm literally like, what are you doing? Get some. I did a Greek salad yesterday, and you could take this for lunch, Stephen, right? Literally a Greek flatbread. It's about 550 calories. Got a Greek flatbread from Aldi. I didn't even eat it up, right? And then I got one of their classic salads that I just chopped up and put it on top. 20 grams of feta cheese. And then I did 2 of their Slovakia chicken koftas. Souvlaki, I don't know how you pronounce it. Chicken koftas. You could cook those and chop them up cold and sprinkle them on that salad. That is a chicken salad, right? But it's got a Greek flatbread, it's got feta cheese, it's got a good salad element for volume and a bit of goodness in there. It's got 2 chicken koftas in there, which are pretty damn decent calorie to protein ratio. And I'm going to have to show you Blossom. I'm just being that absolute sad dog dad. Look how cute she looks there. She's absolutely hard on. She's not even come to say hello in this live. Yeah, so, there's your chicken salad, but it's bloody tasty. And then with those chicken koftas from Aldi, you get a tzatziki sauce. So just drizzle a bit of that over it. But I'd take that with you and put it on cold. All right? There you go. There's your chicken salad. But there's a chicken salad that tastes amazing. Right? So just mix it up, I also quite like pasta dishes cold. I think pasta's decent cold. You can make... I've actually got a bit of a... I'm going to do a chicken and bacon ranch pasta salad. Ranch is just all the rage at the moment. And I did some ranch loaded potato skins a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, do you know what? This should really work as a pasta salad. And it'll literally just be pasta with sweet corn, red onion, peppers in it. Standard sort of cold salad mix, but with mayonnaise, ranch seasoning, chicken and bacon. Chicken and bacon ranch pasta salad. Like, hello. That just sounds absolutely sensational to me. I might even mix lettuce in there. You can shred anything in with a bit of pasta for volume. But I am going to do that as a recipe. I was actually going to do it as a Caesar salad, but I don't know if you can get I know you can get Caesar dressing. What would be a Caesar I wonder if you can get a Caesar like seasoning, because that's what I love, these seasonings where they're so low calorie, and basically if you just mix them into like a pasta salad where you might put a bit of Greek yogurt in there, a little bit of light mayonnaise in there or something like that. I'm also going to do a Nando's pasta salad. I've done a Nando's pasta. Have I done Nando's pasta, or have I done my peri-peri? And I'm doing Nando's pasta salad as well. It's coming up summer, isn't it? So I am thinking a few more summer recipe ideas. Callum, morning, mate. Oh, you're good. Went from 20 stone 5 to 19 stone 6 in 1 week. All right. Okay. So, Shaz. So, Shaz has come on and he says he's lost 2 stone in 6 weeks. He's gone from £285, which is 20 stone 5, to 19 stone 6 in a month. So, in a week. So, he lost £13 in a week, right? So £13 is what we call, his £13 loss in a week is a whoosh effect, right? So that means over the next 5 weeks, he's lost £15. Why am I asking what he's lost in the first week? Because the whoosh effect, there will have been some fat loss in there, but the majority of a whoosh effect is a loss of water weight, food weight, average water weight, average food weight, and some water retention reducing in the body. And all those things added together, on top of a little bit of fat loss, gives us this big number. Gives us this big number, right, of a loss. So I am just but then Shaz over the next 5 weeks has lost £15. Still a lot of weight loss. So that's £3 a week. So we can assume that Chaz now is in a 10,500 calorie a day deficit. So it's £13 fat loss from week 1. £3 of it will have been body fat. £10 of it will have been his whoosh. So you've lost £18 of body fat in 6 weeks. And that is a calorie deficit, Chaz, of 10,500 a week. Yes, you've got a bit of a weight issue, but 10,500 a week, mate, is too restrictive. You're not going to stick to it long term. It might seem great seeing these big numbers on the scale short term, but by being overly restrictive on a diet, you will crash and burn. You will hit what I call your brick wall. You know, like in a test thing and they fire a car and it's flying, and then suddenly, bang, it's this brick wall. And what does a car do, like on these test centres when they're testing airbags and stuff, when it hits that brick wall? Doesn't stop, it goes, all crumples up, and the next thing, it starts going backwards. And this is what so many of us do on a diet. It's like we're driving a crash test car, whatever they're called, like you're a crash test dummy, right? You go at it 100 mile an hour, eventually you hit the brick wall, bang, right? And then you don't just stop at that brick wall, because if you did stop at that brick wall, you'd lose 3 stone, 4 stone, and you keep that weight off. You don't. You hit that brick wall, and then you bounce backwards. And that is where you lose 4 stone, gain a stone back, gain 2 stone back, gain 3 stone back, gain 4 stone back. Most people actually gain more weight back than they've lost. 6 months down the line, 7 months, 8, 12 months, whatever it is, back on it. 100 mile an hour. Here's your brick wall. Lose loads more weight dead quickly. Bang. Again, you don't just stop at that brick wall. You hit it, your car all crumples up, and then starts coming backwards. We never want to hit that brick wall. I hit that brick wall for 25 years of my life. I went on my first diet in 1989, that I can remember. And I felt pretty much for the next 25 years, I was constantly dieting. Yet in 1989, I probably weighed 12 stone, 13 stone. In 2014, when I started my weight loss journey, I weighed 37 stone. So 25 years of constant dieting led to a 25 stone weight gain. Because every time I tried to lose weight, I did it in a way that hit that brick wall, and I just kept regressing backwards. And don't get me wrong, that other contributing factors, emotional eating, blah, blah, blah. But when I started my weight loss journey in 2014, it is now 2025. 11 years later, I'm yet to hit the brick wall. And I never will hit it because of the way I've lost my weight. So, Chaz, you've lost a good amount of weight. Just start losing weight in a more sustainable fashion. So you've not even told me what method you're using to lose weight. But if Chaz, you are calorie counting, eat a few more calories. right? That would be my honest truth. Yes, your weight loss will be a little bit slower, so you're not going to get the results you've had over the last 6 weeks, but it's going to be a lot more sustainable, and it will limit the chance of you, like I say, hitting that brick wall, as we call it. Yeah. Do you get stalls in weight loss? I've 70 pound. I've joined the gym, but stalling. Right. So, how long? What I eat in a day? How long has this stall plateau maintain period lasted for? How long? Right, and then depending on how long you're gonna, depending on how long it has been, right. And when you say, a lot of people when they say stall, they're still losing. It's just a lot slower than they were. Is it genuinely, I've lost 70 pounds, but for the last 2 weeks the scales haven't moved, or I lost 70 pounds in the last 2 months the scales haven't moved? What is it? Lost 30 pounds in 12 months, but stalled for 3 months now. Okay, right. I can answer that for you. I'll tell you exactly why. So, Chaz has lost 70 pounds in 12 months. It's not I have no idea what what I eat in a day has lost 70 pounds in 12 months. I have no idea what your start weight was, so I have no idea what your movement is. But what I can tell you is 70 pounds means that over 12 months, you have been in a 245,000 calorie deficit. If we divide that by 52, that means your calorie deficit has been about 4,700 calories a week on average. For most people, that is just a little bit restrictive. Now, what I also need to find out is, you might be like, well, I've not even calorie count. It doesn't matter. That's what your calorie deficit is. What method have you been using to lose that 70 pounds? Have you been calorie counting? Have you done Slimming World? Have you done intermittent fasting? Have you sort of created your own diet where you're just like, yeah, I've just cut out this or I've cut out that? You've cut out certain food groups. What has been your method? But the reason why you're stalling for 3 months is because you were in a calorie counting in 10,000 steps. Okay, so your movement's really good. Okay, so basically, you've just hit your brick wall, as I've just said. Now, because you've not been stupidly overly restrictive with your diet, and you haven't, a 4,700 calorie deficit isn't crazily big, right? I recommend a 3,500 calorie deficit a week. You're about 1,200 over that, right? So it's not crazily restrictive, yeah. But it has obviously been a little bit restrictive, right? Also, the method of calorie counting. Have you been sticking to the same amount of calories every day? Have you taken weight loss breaks over that 12 months? There's lots of little things that we need to. But what's basically happened, what I eat in a day, is you're not being consistent anymore at sticking to a calorie deficit. And we need to find out why. For most people, it is because the method that they've used is unsustainable. And it's just you've hit the brick wall, right? But you've not regressed backwards, which is great, right? So if you hit the brick wall where your weight loss suddenly stops because you're not doing what you were doing, a lot of people think it's because, no, my body doesn't want to lose weight anymore. No, you've been in a calorie deficit 12 months. At the moment, you can't consistently put yourself into a calorie deficit. And we need to find out why. And if you come to me and go, yeah, I've just been eating 1,500 calories every single day for 12 months. Right, well, that's too restrictive. You need a bit more flexibility and freedom with your eating than that, right? If 1,500 calories is your deficit, that's your allowance, that's fine. But we need to give you, you need to do it in a bit more flexible ways than that. If you're like, yeah, I've done calorie deficit for 12 months straight, I didn't take any weight loss breaks. Even when I went on holiday, I was tracking calories, or I didn't have any holidays, or even at Christmas, I was tracking calories, right? You need to have weight loss breaks, because if you're doing something every day for a year, it's going to get quite monotonous. It's going to be quite mentally challenging. And you need to just take a step back for little periods. Now, if you've done that for little periods throughout the year, right, then it stops you hitting that brick wall. There are so many times where I have come close to hitting the brick wall, right? But then we do certain things. So I might go into a calorie deficit for 4 months in a row. And as it's like if I didn't take a day off work for 4 months in a row, the longer I do it for, the more I'm get like, God, I need a break. You need a break from everyday life. And the closer I get to this brick wall, I've never hit it, right? Because then I'll go to Tenerife for a week and I'll do what I want and I'll eat what I want and I'll drink what I want. And suddenly the brick wall comes to here and I'm here, right? And it puts that buffer in. Yeah, and then I get back from Tenerife and I feel a bit tired and I feel a bit lethargic and I've eaten the world and I've drunk the world and I'm like, right, time to get back to the journey. And then 3-4 months down the line, I get closer to the brick wall again. And it's like, right, I need another break. Oh, it's Christmas in a week. We can last till Christmas, and then Christmas we're going to enjoy. So it's just about, it's just about your method. Whatever you were doing for the 12 months to lose your 70 pounds, what I eat in a day, you're struggling to do that now consistently. Right. And it's not because your body's got used to weight loss or you need to trick your body back into losing weight. It's nothing to do with that. But you are searching for answers and you're searching. And I know you're searching for answers because you've like, right, well, maybe it's because I'm not exercising. So I've joined the gym. Or maybe it's not. You just need to get back to being consistent with sticking to a calorie deficit. If you need help, come on, plan. I'll give you the accountability and support and we can look at things and I can tell you, I've got clients that don't, they might not lose weight for 6 to 8 weeks and they're asking all these questions. What's going on? This, that, and other. And I'm like, well, you're not eating, you're checking in with me. I know your current weight. I know your current movement. So I know what your current calorie burn is. The scales haven't moved for 8 weeks. So I don't care what your app says. Your app might say, you're eating 2,000 calories a day on average, but that's not what the scales are telling me. The scales are telling me you're eating 2,800 calories a day on average. The scales don't lie, right? So you just need to have a little refocus, a little reset and go, right, what I was doing last year, I'm not doing it now. And if you feel like you're doing it now, you're not. And that even cements even more that the method you've used to lose 70 pounds, which is amazing, that's 5 stone weight loss, was unsustainable. So you just need to maybe go at it at a different angle. Look at your calories a bit differently. Maybe change up your calories a little bit. Yeah, I don't know what your current weight is. You might need to, you might have got to a point where you're actually really light now and you've got some metabolic adaptation because you're not eating enough. I don't know. I can find those answers, but we need to delve in a bit deeper. Yeah. Right. Let me scan up. Would you usually recommend low-fat cheese over normal? It just depends, really. If I'm doing something like, look, if you go for 30% reduced fat cheese, it doesn't save you like 130 grams of grated mature cheddar cheese will be about 120 odd calories. 30 grams of reduced fat is about 90 calories, right? So it does save you some calories. I do use 30% reduced fat cheese. If I'm sprinkling it on a salad or I'm putting it on a lasagna or something like that, I will tend to go for it. If I'm having something that's cheese-based, I'll have full-fat cheese. What do you mean by cheese-based? Well, if I was going to have a cheese sandwich, I'd probably have a proper cheese, right? And I'd just build it into my calories. If I'm having cheese and biscuits, I am definitely having a proper cheese. And you've got to remember, certain types of cheese are more calorific than others. So 30 grams of grated mozzarella is the same calories as 30 grams of grated reduced fat mature cheddar, right? Same calories. So you could use 15 grams of full fat mature cheddar and mix that with 15 grams of full fat mozzarella if you wanted to, depending on what you're making or what you're cooking. So it's different strokes for different folks. If I'm having a cheese slice on a burger or whatever, I always use the Aldi light cheese slices because I can't tell it. A cheese slice is a cheese slice, right? Rachel likes the essential orange ones, but the essential orange ones are 15 calories for a gram of protein, whereas the light cheese slices are 42 calories for 5 grams of protein. So I'll always go for the light ones. They're a better option. I'll always go for a lighter soft cheese. I never go lighter than lighter Philadelphia. It's rank. But I always find that I can't really tell the difference massively between a light soft cheese and a regular soft cheese, but I think that's just because I've eaten light soft cheese for years and years and years. So it's different scenarios, yeah. Thanks. I just made myself a cheese toasty with beans. It sounds absolutely amazing. And if you don't want to eat reduced fat mature cheddar cheese or reduced fat cheese, then eat your full fat cheese, but just make sure you build it into your calories. Now, obviously, you do need to watch overall your saturated fat intake because that can be quite unhealthy for us if we consume a lot of saturated fat for a long period of time. It's really unhealthy for us. So you might need to watch that, couscous or rice, just not in terms of other than just personal preference on what I enjoy eating. Rice for me, I don't dislike couscous, but it's not something I eat loads of. If you're saying is couscous or rice better for weight loss, neither. Just eat what you want. Like there's no preference, it's whatever you prefer eating. Reduced fat don't melt the same. My dad always moans when having a barbecue. Yeah, it doesn't. It generally doesn't. When you take the fat content out of cheese, it reduces the melting ability of it. When you take the moisture out of cheese. So if you buy reduced fat grated cheese, very rare you're going to get any sort of melting from it. If you bought reduced fat mature cheddar cheese in a block, that'll hold more moisture than grated. Because with grated cheese, they add a little bit of potato starch as well, which can draw moisture out to stop it all clumping together. So you will find that will melt a bit better than grated reduced fat cheese. But agreed, nothing melts as good as a full fat cheese. Yeah. What calorie would you recommend for accuracy? NutriCheck, nothing better on the market. Nothing better at all. Mark, hey up, mate, go on holiday tomorrow. Can't wait. Have a fantastic time. I'm already dreaming of my next holiday. I only just got back on Sunday from. I didn't class it as a holiday. I didn't. I don't care what anyone says. If you go abroad and it's a stag do or a 50th that I've been on, and it's basically a lads drink up, lads smash up really on the old boozy. It is not a holiday. You need a holiday to recover. I said that to Rachel. I said the biggest mistake I've made is I should have flown back Sunday and then Monday morning we should have gone to like somewhere for a week just to chill out. I'd have still worked because I can't have that much time off work, but I'd have still worked. But yeah, I need a holiday to recover from a holiday. My next holiday will be a much more relaxed affair. But anyway, Mark, have a great time. Let me scan down and see what I missed. And then I've got to go. I am going. Time has absolutely flown by. Guys, I am now full, by the way, for start date 12th of May. I'm full for Monday for new clients coming on board. So my next start date is the 19th of May. So that's my one-to-one plan. You will always, whether you join my one-to-one plan or you join the community, you will get instant access. If you want to join my one-to-one plan, my next start date, I'm just changing it here on the website, is the 19th of May. So if you are struggling with your weight loss journey for whatever reasons, like what I eat in a day that came on there saying, they've lost a good amount of weight, but they're stalled for 3 months. Do you want to kickstart their weight loss journey, get it back on track? Come get on plan. It's $29.99 sign up to our one-to-one plan. And then it's a subscription of $29.99 a month for 3 months. I asked for a 3-month commitment, and that's it. So it's literally for one-to-one weight loss coaching with me. You get a full plan to follow, regular check-ins, WhatsApp support. It's like in total for 3 months, it's 120 quid. It's absolutely. In fact, I was away last week with a friend of mine, and he's working with a coach. And don't get me wrong, this coach also gives him a workout in the gym. I'm a weight loss coach. There are workouts on my website if you want to download and follow. But that's all he does on top. And he's £150 a month. And I was looking at what he was giving him, and I was like, I'll do that for 30. And if you want to work out, you have to buy them off our website. But if you come on plan, you get them for $2.99. So you can literally, you can buy every workout on my website for less than 30 quid, and I'm $29.99 a month. I did say to him, I don't really want to coach him because I think sometimes I try not to mix business and pleasure too much. But I was like, wow, I can't believe you're paying him 150 quid and I charge 30 quid for the same thing. Just, the difference is he does a weekly check-in and I do a fortnightly check-in. But I'm like, But anyway, there we go. Do not raise the price, please, boss. The price will never change if you are a constant client. So that is something I did when I first started my online coaching. Whatever you pay when you sign up, as long as you continuously subscribe, you will never pay any more. So if you're currently paying $29.99 a month for one-to-one coaching and you're still on plan with me, in 5 years' time, you will still be paying $29.99 a month. I may raise the prices. I haven't done a price rise for 2 years. When I first started doing online coaching, it was 20 quid a month. That was it. Then after a year, I did increase it to 25 quid. And then after another year, I increased it to £30, but I've not changed it since. I still have people now that first came on plan with me that are paying £20 a month. I've got some paying $24.99. My current price is $29.99. But when you sign up to my plan, you will never pay more. You will never get a price increase. I won't, in three. Right, everyone, I'm putting your direct debits up by £5 a month. Will never happen. All right. If I increase my prices at the end of this year to $34.99 a month or $39.99 a month, if you're currently paying $29.99 a month, you'll never pay any more than that, as long as you stay subscribed. If you leave and then come back, you will start back on the new price. Yeah. Right. That's me. I am. When are you doing another meetup, Dan? I absolutely have no idea. It will probably be towards the end of the year. I would have thought, a bit like I did a couple towards the end of last year. It'll just be something. It's a bit tricky now with Rachel going back to work and planning it and sorting it all out. So I don't know. I would like to do another couple this year, and I will give plenty of notice when I organise them. But I will do a couple this year. I don't know. I would like to do one around your way. Because I think it's accessible. I might even do Carlisle, something like that, because I think that's quite accessible for a lot of people in Scotland. I also think it's accessible for anyone that's northeast or Lake District. I also think it's quite accessible for anyone that lives around my way. It's only an hour and a half up to Carlisle. I know it might mean staying overnight. So I might do one around that way. And then I have said I wouldn't mind doing one around Birmingham, like Midlands way. Because again, I think that's then quite accessible. Anyone that's around London area, it's not too bad to get to Birmingham if you've got plenty of notice. But leave it with me. How much is my plan? So my plan's $29.99. Chester, say, yeah, you're only an hour away. So you would have, what I eat a day, if I'd done a meetup, you'd have done the you could have done. We did the Trafford Centre last year. We had one at the Trafford Centre and then one in Edinburgh. So Chester to the Trafford Centre is only an hour, isn't it? But yeah, so my plan's $29.99 sign up. If you would like to come on plan with me, TikTok profile, Facebook profile, YouTube page, you just need to get to my link tree. First tab of my link tree is an inquiry form. So you can fill out an inquiry form and send it over. Say, hi Neil, seen you on TikTok or seen you on Facebook. Can you send me details of your plan? Or if you're just like, I like the way this guy's talking, I want him to be my coach. $29.99 is an absolute bargain. Then the second tab down on my link tree, click on that, sign up, and we will get you. You'll have instant access to the community, and we will get you going on plan a week on Monday. Talking to the community, weight loss coaching live coming up. So if you are on plan or in the community, straight after this live, we are on a weight loss coaching live, and we are talking. What I eat in a day, this would absolutely suit you down to the ground. We are talking getting your weight loss mojo back. Right? So that is what we're doing in this morning's weight loss coaching live. That was not the start of that. That was all pre-planned. So we're doing getting your weight loss mojo back. So if you're currently struggling a little bit, and some people are, it's that time of year, a little bit dangerous getting into May. Definitely the motivation, the post-Christmas motivation has waned in a lot of people. We're getting into May. We're getting a lot more temptation coming about. Barbecues, parties, weddings. You might feel a little bit overwhelmed. So anyway, we're going to talk about getting if you're just struggling a little bit at the moment, you just feel things haven't been quite right for the last few weeks or whatever, we're going to talk about getting that drive back, right, and getting the head back into things. Yeah. Right. That's it. We're out of here. Yeah, we're all good. I'd go to Carlisle, no problem. Yeah, I thought I can. You can come with me, mate. Really, can't you? You're on the you can drop your car off here and jump in with me. Really. Say that though. If I went to Carlisle, I'd probably get the train. Probably get the train from Preston, straight up, dead easy. We'll have a train meet. Anyone that's around Manchester, Warrington way, will meet on the train and we'll go straight up. We can go up together. Right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll be back 15, 20 minutes, guys, over on Zoom. I'll put the links out for you to join directly. I might be on again today. I might not. You'll have to bear with me. If not, guys, I'll be back on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube at 11 a.m. tomorrow. And then around 4, 5-ish tomorrow, we'll do a weekend weight loss sign-off live as well. So again, back on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. There we go. If I don't see you yet, have an amazing Thursday, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. TikTok will sign off for you first. So if I don't see you later, I will see you tomorrow. And you lovely people, you've been very quiet today on Facebook, YouTube, which is absolutely fine. I will see you definitely tomorrow about